punt.
Best offensive player and their best defensive player.
Welcome to the Outback to End Zone podcast. You've got myself, Adam, and I've had to call in a favour. The intern's in for the day. Aid, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on. I'll jump on while Jamie lives it up over in the States.
I'm going to say it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
As Jamie's gallivanting his way through America in Columbus at the moment, and we're just living the dream in Ballarat.
Yeah, not jealous at all.
Reverse. I don't think it really sunk into me until I got on the flight, and I'm a bit of a control freak too, so doing a lot of the organising with Jamie and then not being able to actually do it, and I guess we both saw firsthand he might not have been the most reliable of waking up at times.
No, he's got a bit of an issue that, like, when we go out, first night, energy's up, you have a few beers, and then he sort of loses the plot a little bit, and then he's pretty good at reining at the back end as the week goes on, but he was pissed last night.
Oh, yeah, he was. I was so worried. My anxiety was through the roof, but he's got it under control. He was messaging me before I went to bed last night, and he's like, I'm up. What did he say? I'm not well, but I'm up and at him like Kay Adams for the reference. I was like, well, at least he's into it, and they got some good stuff today, and didn't they have a day?
Oh, like you say, like, it didn't really sink in until you get the Snapchat story or whatever, or the Snapchat or the few messages from Jamie, and it's like in the horseshoe watching Ohio State, and you're like,
this would be cool,
fuck.
but yeah. So no, it's been one of those trips. He's going to be on the pod when it's early enough for us to call him, but it's one of those things, Ohio State's prestigious. It's the best in the business, and
the Ohio State.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets, and the quality of stuff they've got, the content they've got, and one of the things, I spoke to 3 of the boys that are on the trip with him today, and they all personally thanked me. I'm like, oh, thanks for giving us the opportunity to go. And I would love to be there, but it is why we do this page. And we said at the start, it's all about the community that we build and just trying to grow American football to Australians.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, that's the thing. The boys that have gone over, like, not one of them are real big NFL fans.
You've seen Nicky Voglis and his takes on 3 quarterbacks, and
exactly.
Fernando Mendoza's not going to pick one.
And then, like, even like Outback Shack, I've known Ash for a little while now, and just I've known he's a big basketball man, but he's never
doesn't even have a team.
Doesn't have there you go. Doesn't even have an NFL team. But from all the reports, they are loving it, and they're like, this is fucking sick. And that's the thing. There's going to be more of these opportunities coming up. So the more people we get interested in it, the more, it's more just for us trying to grow the game here. And that's what this is all about for us, is just getting that exposure of American football. We love it so much that once more people get eyes on it, it's going to be a big thing here, I think. So,
and we chatted to Joe Thomas last week or the week before, and he said the reason why it is so big in America, which I agree wholeheartedly, is the experience. Like, football isn't just watch it on the telly and that's it. It's the tailgate, which we'll get into. It's the college atmosphere, the campuses, the crowds, the intermissions. It's every third down, everyone getting up and cheering. That's an experience as a sport fan.
Yeah, exactly right.
That you just can't. It's priceless.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you look at, the things that we've done here, Collingwood fans obviously have their Collingwood, but then the chants you hear at American football, and then, you see when Dangerfield played his 350th, and they tried to do the whiteout, and, it was fine, but then you see Penn State.
Yeah, exactly
and it's
right.
One of the coolest things you'll ever fucking see.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's Enter Sandman. Those sort of things that we don't do here. It's spine-tingling sort of stuff.
It's atmosphere and it's experience. And I guess for anyone who is considering or looking at the trips and go, fuck, this is cool, do it, and do it now. And, Outback Shack chatted to him today, and he's like, it's already worth it, and it's day 2. He's like, if I went home tomorrow, I'd be happy.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I guess we can say we're going to do this and that, but if you's come along for the ride, that's why we do it. If we don't get people doing it with us, we won't be doing it for very long.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
We believe in it because we do think the American experience is so much bigger. And I guess going on to that, one of the big reels that took off before Jamie and the boys landed was the tailgate. It was not much of a night. I went to the footy with my wife and her family and saw the dogs get absolutely annihilated. But put a reel out and sort of said, how good would a tailgate be for Australia?
Yeah.
Didn't we cop some heat?
Absolutely roasted. I don't reckon there was a single, like, positive comment whatsoever. Like, I'm sitting there...
I count them on that hand, I reckon.
Put my little 2 cents in. Oh, this would be great. And then people are replying to me going, fuck up, mate, this would be shit. And I was like, oh.
A lot of patriotic Australians that don't like change.
No, and, like, one of the big comments that stuck out to me was, like, just go to the pub and watch it. Like, go to the pub beforehand, like we know, like everyone does. It's like, that's fine. Like, that's cool. Like, obviously, you can't do the Americans. Like, it's not so much saying we have to do it exactly like them, but, like, imagine walking over the bridge to the G, and you've got, you know, either side of the bridge, you've got bars that you can buy beer at. You've got, like, cornhole setup. You've got activations, like kicking a ball through the sticks or whatever, taking hangers, whatever it might be, a few other things. And then you've got people that are cooking barbecues and there's food trucks and that sort of thing. It makes, like for you obviously, your dog's got pumped by the cats, but it turns the footy from being just the footy into an actual event. And, like, we all see how good Americans do it. The spectacle that it becomes then is, like, unbelievable. So it's an untapped market over here, and I just don't see why it's not worth trying.
Yeah. You talk to anyone who says, oh, activations are boring, or grow up, as if you don't like showing you that you can throw a gridiron or taking one-hand catches. I'm 31 and I still like doing it.
When we were over for the Super Bowl in San Fran, we lined up for like 10 minutes it was like throw the ball at like the targets or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, I'm going to throw this thing and absolutely peppering these little targets. But look, it's fun. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's good fun.
And I guess one of the things, as I said, was, we can't just drive onto GFL ovals and park our cars. It's like, I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, you can't drive cars onto there. The MCG does have a big car park and you could do something like that there. But yeah, set up marquees, set up activations. On Geelong ovals, there are already kids kicking the footy on it. So what's the difference of having a target or something on there that the kids can throw?
Like, I know they've got like the little kids centre and stuff, and there's a handful of little activations around, but like, make it an event. Like when you're walking through the ground, like through the old car park in the grassed area, how many times you see people kicking the footy, or, you know, dads kicking the footy with their sons and daughters and that sort of thing. Turn it into a big event. Make it so like you're walking through. And imagine even you at whatever age you are looking around going, this is pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
And that's the thing too. The last bit on the bar stuff is, yes, the pub's cool. $16, $10 for a pot. At most pubs in Melbourne is, I'd rather not. But if you go to the pub, we'll sit together and we'll chat, and that's great. Like, doing it now, do it every Saturday, whenever. But if you go to an event like this and there's other people you're meeting at a barbecue or this or that, and there's different ways, you actually experience the game with like-minded fans.
Yeah, exactly. People that are the same as you, that support and have the same passion as you do.
And then you get friends from people you met at tailgates.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to the footy again next week. Are you going? Bang, let's catch up. Like, it's Americans do it, and they're the only ones that do it. And I know there's a lot of Aussies that don't like change, and there's a lot of Aussies, the tall poppy, that like to shoot people down for trying. Yeah. Just look at my TikTok and you'll fucking find it out. But I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and like, the biggest thing that I probably think of, so I'm a West Coast Eagles supporter. We're shit. One of our good mates, is a Richmond supporter. In the last couple of years, they always play Sunday 1:10 during the year. Like, two shit teams, snooze fest of a game. Me and him go because it's going to be competitive. Two shit sides battling it out. But we'll go down and we'll go to a pub before it. We'll go to the game. We'll go to a pub after for dinner or whatever. We go down at fucking 9 in the morning to go to a tailgate and have a few beers and talk to other people about how shit our sides are. But, you know, like, there was last year when we were sitting watching the game, there was a dad and his son sitting in front of us, and we're bagging out our own teams to each other. And this bloke's dad's sitting in front of us, like, wetting himself laughing over what we've got to say. It's just about connecting with like-minded people that, you know, you've all got the same goal. You want to see your team win. You love going to the footy. It's just about that connection, bringing people together.
Exactly. It's just something different and it's an idea. And there was a discussion point. And I thought it was a good idea, but there was plenty of people on TikTok that didn't. If you think it's a good idea and you're listening, jump on and support me on TikTok. TikTok is violent. I've never been a TikToker, but since Outback to End Zone, we're sort of transitioning a little bit onto TikTok. And I'm sort of against going to TikTok because of just how much shit you got on.
Just get absolutely flamed on everything you post.
I did get a message actually on TikTok the other day and it was very positive saying that they loved what we were doing and keep doing it. So thank you for the message. But yeah, the comments, brutal. So I guess we'll move on to the hot topic going around the news at the moment, which is the incident at Carlton on the weekend with Elijah Hollins. We sort of just wanted to touch base and sort of talk about it in our lens. Firstly, I think that how Carlton handled this whole situation, we'll get into. But the most important bit is Elijah is clearly struggling, has spoken openly about struggling. And we really want to talk about it, I guess, as how we can help mental health and how important that mental health battle is. How Carlton handled it, I think, is appalling, and we will touch on that. But it's just how much it is to look after a mate, isn't it? Is the important thing, isn't it?
And the other part that annoyed me was like the way that the media sort of went about it. Like, yeah, barrage the Blues for it because what they did was fucking pathetic. Like the way they went about it was awful. But like the amount of news reporters that have like gone after Hollins himself for it and whatever. Like you look at. Like, think of the poor guy. Like, he's obviously struggling and he's had a bad day and whatever. He's going to go on his phone and everything he scrolls past is a video of him, a video of him, a video. Like, there's one going around of, like, it's like a dubbed one of, like, the Collingwood's players saying, like, oh, he was on the piss and whatever. Like, that doesn't help. And then everything he scrolls is just going to pile onto him. So, like, the biggest thing is, yes, he's obviously struggling, but he needs to also then be able to go, I'm not in a good way. He's obviously going to play footy to try and get away from it all, and whatever's happened has happened. But he needs to then be able to say, like, I shouldn't have had to play. Like, he wanted to back out and say, no, I'm all good. I need a weekend off, whatever it might have been. And the way that it's just all obviously boiled over now is pretty ordinary.
Like, I look at it from a local level and as a past coach. I don't think I've ever played with someone in that state. And I feel like if I did, they wouldn't play local footy, let alone in front of 80,000 people.
Yeah.
And the fact that Carlton feel like, oh, there was nothing wrong before the game, there's vision to show there clearly was.
Yeah.
And you cannot tell me there wasn't one person that was like, fuck, someone, he's not in the right headspace. Yeah. So then what is that saying about your club that they then don't feel confident enough to speak up? No wonder Elijah didn't want to speak up. Exactly right. If his teammates, his mates, his brotherhood, they can't speak up, then why should he?
But then the part that annoyed me about it, like, obviously, they would have, like, you don't wait till the third quarter to know that something's wrong. Like, there's something wrong, obviously. And yes, they made up, like, not made up, or whatever there's come out of with he had a heart issue. Say that in the first 5 minutes of the game. Whatever it might be, but get him off. Obviously, he's struggling. Get him off, say that he's injured, say that he's no longer taking part of the game. But the way that it was just handled was so poor.
Well, you're always going to get the questions when he plays, but if you nib it in the bud early, the questions are a lot easier to defend than playing him for 80%. He has one touch and he's got there's so much vision of him struggling. How can no one see that is beyond me, and it's appalling by the footy club to not take the matters into their own hands and say, this guy is clearly struggling.
Yeah. And I think one positive I think that did come out of the weekend is like when Bailey Smith and Max Gawn did their post-game interviews and said that when are we going to realise that we do like probably need like a men's mental health round? Something to just spread that awareness. Like you see it everywhere. Like another, like obviously thoughts go to Jordan Dawson and his family as well. Like it's another one. It's 2 instances in the footy world in the same weekend, but how many times is this sort of thing happening outside of the football bubble, at your local club, whatever it might be? So I think it was really good of them, and I think it's a time that something becomes of it, and there is a men's mental health round made because Yeah, it's
Definitely.
becoming too common now. I reckon.
That is for sure. And like personally, I've speak to a psychologist, and the psychologists I've seen, I wouldn't be able to do what we do if I didn't see our psychologist, because I was always in my own head, like, what is that person thinking? What do they think of me? Whereas now, I feel like I'm in a headspace where I couldn't give a stuff what someone says, which is very freeing. But it's also like there's no way I could have done this on my own. And it also, for me, realizes that it doesn't take much if something pops up or a comment in TikTok that does trigger something, I might be back in that place. So being able to constantly check in on mates. One thing that I love about Aid, and you can probably go into more detail about what you do, but he sends me a message every month saying, how are you, mate? I just want to check in. And it's such a good spot for me to just be like, how am I feeling? This has happened in my life. And then we just have it can be a 5-minute chat where we both go, nothing, everything's all good over text, or it could be a 2-hour chat or a 3-day long message that just keeps going.
Yeah, like it's one of them things that I've sort of really bought hard into, like the check in on your mates thing. Like you see, like I said, you see it too often these days where blokes feel like they've got nowhere to go to or nowhere to speak to. And it's now a thing that, once a month I try and message all my closest mates and just say, it might be a generic message, it might be personalised, but it's just something along the lines of, hey mate, how you going? Just checking in on you, seeing how you going, like how you doing mentally and whatever. Because, like you say, it might just be a straight away turn around and go, yep, no, all good, yep, no, all good, how you going? Yep, perfect. But then you might have a mate that goes, oh yeah, this is giving me the shits a bit, this has happened. And you talk it out and you feel better because of it. Like, it's just one little thing that you get off your chest that you're not dwelling on anymore. It mightn't be a big, conversation. It might be a massive conversation. But that 5 seconds of you taking something out of your day could mean an awful lot for someone that's struggling. And you'd rather talk to someone and bear their load a little bit than it get too late. I always stand by, like, I'd rather talk to my mate about something uncomfortable than talk at his funeral.
100%.
So it's, yeah.
And I think too, the other bit I want to say on this all talking to your mate is we also aren't psychologists. So you don't feel like you have to be the one that fixes the problem or has the answers to their issues. But being there for them is so important. And then helping them seek that advice and seek the answers from other people, whether it's medical professionals, whether it's whatever it is so important. One other thing I like to say is doing it by message, I think, is really good because it's not attack. I've spoken to mates on runs. I'm not a big runner, but like, let's go for a run. Playing golf, I think, is the best way to attack it. Anywhere where you don't have to go, how are you feeling? Because that can be so intimidating for someone. Just learning something like that where it's like, how you going, mate? Over a message, or have a tee shot. How's life? Yep. Again, I'm chopper at golf. Don't run much, but if I think a mate's struggling and we can turn that then text into a conversation, a drive when you're driving to local sport to whatever, can be a good way because you've got to look at the road. So just little tips and tricks, but it's just so important. And it's just, again, it's a shame the way it's played out, but shows the importance of it.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Couldn't agree more.
Right, I want to our main segment today, and it's NFL Draft prospects and turning them into Australian sporting player comps.
Yeah, so just trying to get that lens, I suppose, of who's a couple of players in the NFL draft that we like this year, who we compare them to, I suppose, as Aussie sports.
Which is bloody difficult because trying to turn my first one is a cricketer. Trying to make an NFL player a cricketer, it's not easy.
But yeah, and then so the thing, comment down below what you think. If you think these are shit, if you think they're good, who you think you'd compare them to, because it was fucking hard.
It's also just another fun way, I think, to introduce American footballers to
100%
Aussies. And while we do this time of year is so exciting because every team thinks they are going to get better.
Well, every team gets the answer this year. Like, realistically, every draft rolls around. It's the same as a footy draft. Like, you've got the number one pick. You're like, this guy's going to change.
He's going to be better. Yeah. So we'll start with the number one pick, Fernando Mendoza. So, as I said, he's a cricketer. but it's because of the surgical precision, and he's a little bit different. So I'm going Stephen Smith, Australian Test cricketer, superstar. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, when you told me about this one earlier in the day, I was like, I couldn't sort of not agree more because, like you say, like they're so quirky and weird. Like Steve Smith with all his mannerisms, like touching all these pads and whatever, and the way he taps his bat and then he'll play and miss it one and be like, just the carry on that he does. And then, yeah, Fernando, the way he sort of goes about it as well. I didn't mind it.
You look at how consistent Fernando Mendoza was this year, how big he was in the big moments is something that, again, played into it. How many times has Smudge got us out of the shit as an Australian Test team?
Yeah.
And if you can have a career like Steve Smith has as the Australian cricketer, that would be massive. But I guess just quickly on Fernando Mendoza, what are your thoughts he's going to be with the Raiders?
So hard. Obviously, he's going into like a pretty ordinary situation at the Raiders.
Tough division too.
Yeah, tough division. And then he's not going to have a heap of weapons. Like you look at Genty. Like Genty had a really solid year under a pretty bad O-line.
Terrible O-line.
So if they can give him some form of weapons or some form of protection, actually give him time to make plays, I think he's going to have a good year. But it's so hard. Like Cam Ward struggled at the start of this year, and then you saw at the back end why he was the number one pick. I sort of see it going a little bit similar with Fernando. I think. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, totally agree. I think having Kirk Cousins there is going to be so good too.
Quirky dudes.
Two quirky white dudes in Las Vegas work that out. But no, I think I don't expect them to make playoffs, but I think they're not going to be the worst team in football next year.
No, as long as Cleveland's there with.
Yeah,
it's pretty
probably
safe. So my first one off the bat, I've gone with Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, and my comparison is Cozzy Pickett from the Melbourne Demons.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Theory behind that is they're both just like super explosive, lightning quick. They make the flashy plays. They do things that so many other players can't. Like you look at the amount of times where Cozzy will have the ball when you go, oh, he's in trouble here, and then can spin out of it or just pull something out of his ass. Jeremiah's the exact same in the way of like, you think he's going to get tackled, hurdles a guy, runs one in for six. Like, they're just guys that can't do what no one else can do what they do. And I think that was where the comparison come from for me.
It was actually one of mine too. So it was good minds think alike. But yeah, the feet, the just get out of trouble ability.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I think it's perfect. Too sort of powerful as well. Like they can run over a dude and they can step.
Well, they're just the guys that like just change games.
Yeah.
Like you look at the D's and how many times they throw Cos in the middle and go like.
He just wins it.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's one of the highest paid players in football too in the Aussie rules.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the draft. Who do you see could benefit from Jeremiah Love?
I think the obvious one's probably the Titans. Like he's probably going to go in that sort of top 5-ish range, and they don't have a guy at the moment. So I think someone like him in their backfield that'd really benefit for them.
I agree. I think put him with Cam Ward. They've got Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears there, but he's just different.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, they say he's like the best player in the draft. Take the best player in the draft at pick 4.
Yeah.
Like, instead of fucking around and trying to get a need, that's when you miss. If you've got a guy who is a guy, take the guy.
Exactly right.
And Cam Ward will be thanking you for that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The other team I would like is the Giants, and I know they've got Scatterboo,
I was
but
about to say, dumping Scatter early.
At least Scatterboo, if he is the bell cow, he'll be out of the league in 3 years because he was just cooked.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So have him and have Scatterboo spell him. Then all of a sudden you've got
almost
bloody good duo.
Gibbs and Monty.
Yeah, exactly right. And it then takes a bit more weight off Jackson Dart. They've got that pick 10 in the draft now too that they can address. Yeah. So it's just, yeah. I look at that. I can't see, at worst case, 7 to Washington is as far as I see him fall.
Yep.
My next one, we're going to a defensive general. Again, arguably one of the best players in the draft, and that's Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State, going to Geelong. And the general in the back of the Cats, Tommy Stewart, he organises the defence, so does Caleb Downs. They're both not the most physically gifted people. They're not terrible athletes, but they just know where the ball's going. They set the defence up. Their IQ is elite. They get their hands on the ball. Tommy Stew, follower of the program. and Caleb Downs. What do you reckon?
No, I think it's spot on. Similar in the way of like when the Cats want the ball in Tom Stewart's hands. It's the same thing as Caleb. They want him making plays. Like he's the guy back there. So I like what you mean in the regards of sets up your defense. He's the man you want. Yeah, I think it's a great pick.
And the leadership of just, I know where I've got to be and I'm going to be there, but you need to be there too. How many times do you see Tom Stewart barking orders and lining up the defense, and Caleb Downs is very similar. For Caleb Downs, you have talks of he wouldn't fall as low as 10 to Cincinnati. They don't have their pick anymore, but I don't see it.
They've got big sexy decks.
Yeah, but I don't see it changing. If he's there at 10, the Giants will take him.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I think he goes in the top 10 as well. On to next one.
Yeah, I've gone for Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver out of Indiana. And my comparison, a little bit controversial, but Scott Pendlebury.
Pendles, yes, I like it.
So the whole sort of idea behind that was both sort of like not exactly gifted with, the speed or the athleticism as the other guys, but when you need someone, like he's Mr. Reliable. Like Pendles, how many times he got it done for the Pies? Same as Omar. You need someone to go and get your 6. You need someone to go and get your first down. He's your guy. And I just think he's going to be that perfect safety blanket for wherever he lands, ever he lands in the draft. And he's just the guy that you can always rely on.
Totally agree. You look at his Penn State catch and takes out. Still don't know how he caught it, but whenever Fernando Mendoza needed to play, he went to Amari Cooper Jr. Yeah, exactly. So he's a guy who is just, as you say, super reliable. Pendles is a bit left field, but how reliable was Pendles? Yeah, every big game he made a play was best on ground, same as Omar Cooper was always making plays in the big games. The basketball background, I don't know if Omar played basketball growing up. I'm sure he did. But, it's unique, but I like it. You got to think unique when you're doing these, Jules.
So
it can't just be
it's so hard.
Two very different sports. While we're talking unique and unpredictable, though, Aid, I'm going to my next one, which is Malachi Lemon. And he blew up. He was a talking point of the combine for his uniqueness and a bit of a different cat. On the football field, he's electric, gets open, can be lightning in the bottle. He's elusive, can't really be tackled. So I've gone Baslenka. Gone back to the Cats well and gone Baslenka. If you get Baslenka a comment, the HR microphone, the HR department's got their fingers crossed.
How many times have they put the mic in his hand? You're just like, where the fuck is he going with this? What is he going to say here? But he's one of them people too. You either love him or you hate him, and a lot of people do love the way he goes about it.
I love it. I love him and I love his honesty, and I think I'm going to like Malachi Lemon as well. He's going to be I see him if he could go to a team like the Rams.
Imagine like Matt Stafford, and then you've got Puka, Devontae, Kyron Williams, and you add Lemons in that. So
it's and we've got the Browns. Have got
Quinshon Judkins. Do like Big Curious. I'll give him some credit.
So I just think that the ability to just get out of trouble too, he's just Malachi Lemon just gets open.
Yeah.
Bailey Smith just is out of a pack, open. He's just...
And Bailey Smith's work rate too, to be able to just be everywhere all the time.
He's a super duper star. Love myself, Buzz. Broke me out when he left the Dogs. But anywho.
My next one, I'm going with just a bit of a shout out to our man Jack Burgess, friend of the pod, one of his teammates out of Texas Tech. Going with Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker.
One of the best mows in football.
Yeah, serious mistake. My comparison for him is Jack Viney. So both
couple of bulls.
Yeah, a couple of bulls. So both in the regards of they're probably not the most athletic guys, but they're just like absolute beasts. Like you look at the way that Viney goes about it, he's tough. He's in and under. Same with J-Rod. You need a whole field, he'll get it done. He'll do anything to win. He's just got that winner's mentality. He'll play He'll play whatever role it has to be. He's one tough son of a bitch, and he loves a cuddle. Loves to tackle.
And the thing too I like about that one is Jack Viney. You ask anyone from Melbourne who their favourite player is, 80% will say Jack Viney.
Yeah.
Because he's just a beast.
He's one of them guys that you want to play with.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And J-Rod just seems exactly the same. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
And a bowler too. Like last year, he had so many turnovers
Yeah, had a
for
massive year.
Texas Tech. So yeah, two very sort of under the radar, just unassuming, just get
100%.
the job done, tough nuts, dogs.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Love it.
The only sort of knock on him is probably like his athleticism maybe sees him sliding, but then again, you see how good he was and how good his year was last year, and he was a massive reason of why the Red Raiders were so good that it wouldn't surprise me if he went higher.
Yeah,
so,
he could fall could go in the first round. I think.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, Jamie really wants him to the Colts mid-second, which I would see as his floor. If they got him there, I think that would be a steal.
I'd nearly say steal of the draft.
Wrapping up, as we said, let us know in the comments what your thoughts of our comparisons. If you've got any, love to hear them. DMs are always open, so chuck them through. We might do it into a bit of next season too, a little bit of player comps and sort of see what happens. And any other ideas, keep floating them through. As we move into the draft, what are you sort of hoping the Browns address?
I think our biggest thing's receiver. Like, don't want to shit on anyone, but I'm sick of watching Jerry fucking Judy. Like, just
fan hands.
Oh mate, like, especially now that Shador, we've decided, we've said he's our guy. He's shown glimpses that he's going to be a good player, but he needs someone to throw the ball to. Like, I like Quinshon Judkins, I like Fannin, but we need like that wide receiver. So I would nearly like us to go double down first round receivers.
Yeah, right.
Probably like, your number one guy and then a slot guy or something like that. It's probably how I'd like to see us going.
As people listen to the pod know, I've been probably indecisive, spoken about trading back. I've settled. We're 4 days out from the draft. Receiver, then get whatever tackles left.
Yeah,
100%. And then whatever in the second round, I don't care. But we don't need to trade back. We've already got 3 picks in the top 40. You don't need to trade back. Let's get what Carnell Tate. Get the best receiver in the draft.
Carnell Tate's the man, I think.
Yeah.
If he's the guy, like if we're going receiver, he's the guy. And if it's going to take us to trade up to get him, then I'll accept it and I'll go fair enough. Yeah, he's the one, I think.
The one I've liked the whole process is Jordan Tyson too, if the medical clears. I couldn't give it. If it's Lemon, I don't care. Just get the best receiver, pick 6. Because if you trade back, you're not getting the best receiver.
No, exactly.
You're getting second or third receiver. So back who you think is the best receiver. Yeah. See people say, he could be a T. Higgins. Fine, take T. Higgins.
Could be a T. Higgins. Yeah. T. Higgins would be a fucking... he'd be a Hall of Famer if he played for us.
And the thing I look at the Browns, if you then add a T. Higgins type in Carnell Tate, Judy Panhands is now the number 2. Harold Fannin broke records as a rookie. Quinshon and Dylan Sampson. All of a sudden, your offense is actually all right.
Well, and our offense, it's not like our offensive line is bad.
No, well, we've just gone and signed 3 new starters. DeJuan Jones hopefully can get fit. We might not be shit.
Like, you see,
we might be bad instead of shit.
How often, but our defense kept us in games.
Exactly right.
But then
that's
you
not
get to
getting
offense
worse.
And you go, what do we do?
Exactly.
Like, Quinshon can only do so much.
Yeah.
Shador can only do so much when he's got nothing to throw to.
Exactly. And, before we turn into too much of a Browns home pod, but I actually am bullish and I'm really looking forward to the draft because I think,
me too.
As I said at the top of the draft, changes people's franchises and gives fans hope. So
it's the one time of year where everyone goes, they gather around and they go, like, whatever, AFLs are saying, but you see the one guy and you go, this is the guy that's going to turn our franchise around. You go, this is the guy that I'm going to look forward to watching every weekend. You buy their jersey, that's your man, that's your guy. And you hope your team gets better. If you're a Brown supporter, you've struggled with that for a fucking long time. But
we hit the draft last year well, though.
It gets every fan just that little bit of motivation, that little bit of hope.
If you're not a football fan, an American football fan, now's the time to support. Because you become a Raiders fan, you get Fernando Mendoza for the rest of your life. Yeah. Bang, there's your quarterback, hopefully for the next 20 years. If you're a Browns fan like us, hopefully we get the next receiver that is our best receiver fucking ever. If you're a Giants fan, you get 2 picks in the top 10. You get 2 face of the franchises in whatever way they go. So it's the perfect time to jump on a journey and expand your American football knowledge with a player.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Thanks for jumping on, mate.
Right?
As we'll wrap the pod up with Jamie, we're just got to wait for him to wake up because it's a bit early in the morning for him.
He's in a bit better spirits today, hopefully, though.
Yeah.
I think the boys went a bit hard on the first day. And
can't wait to hear a few stories.
Safe to say, I mean, J-Mo, he's not the world's best hungover.
Or drinker,
yeah.
for that matter. But he's got through and he'll give us an update, which will be awesome. So thanks, intern, and we'll see you around like a result.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Right on, intern. We've called in the big shots. Jamo in Columbus. How are you, mate?
G'day, fellas. Oh, it's good hearing a few more Aussie accents, I'll tell you what.
How's life been gallivanting in the States?
Not too bad. It's about 6:30 in the morning here, so I apologise if the voice is a bit rusty. I'm also carrying a bit of a 2-day hangover here from the first night, but feeling good, feeling up and about.
Did you at least have a beer yesterday? Because you made a fair dick yourself a first day by all reports.
Oh, you know me, intern. I'm not like, don't pull up too well off the sauce after a big night. So yesterday I had about 8 hydrolytes was my diet. Bit of greasy food, but no, I did steer clear of the beers yesterday. But don't worry, mate, I'll be back.
Love to hear it. So I guess fill in the listeners. We just finished the pod, didn't sort of dive too much into it. We sort of thought we'd leave you explain what you've been up to for everyone. So fill us in.
Oh, boys, where do we start? Honestly, these 2 days has genuinely been fucking insane. Like, I wish you guys were here as well, because some of the stuff, like, it's just a whole lot more than what I built it up to be in my head of how much fun it was. So I guess the sort of first day we got here, we got chatting to Joe Maguire, and he was sort of telling us what to do. We went down to the spring game, which is, for any like Aussies listening, it's like an intra-club match, but you just need to add in a crowd of 40,000 people. So just nuts. Atmosphere off its tits. The joint we went to, the shoe, was about 40% capacity, and it's still like loud. It was louder than like a game of AFL on the weekend. Like, it was just nuts. And they're playing each other. Like, they're playing their own team. Not quite that level. Not quite that level. I've got Shaq, he's half asleep next to me, just cracking up laughing when you said that one. Yeah, not quite on the Gordon Twos level, but we'll get there one day.
Tell us a bit about post-match. So I remember waking up and woke up and I had a message from Joe Maguire that hadn't been read for an hour, and I sort of panicked. I was like, what is Jamie doing? He's missing this chance to go catch up with Joe Maguire, but you didn't miss anything by the looks.
Yeah, no, that was never going to be an issue, mate. Don't worry about that. We weren't going to go hold hands. And Joe basically gave us like the spot where if you're an Aussie and you've seen the movies before, like the college movies, this was the epitome of exactly where we went. Like, it was as you'd write it up, like, incredible. So we went home, cleaned ourselves up, got a bit of content. We went down to this street. We went about 2 hours early because we had nothing else to do. Yeah, we're a bit keen. We get to this joint. I shit you not, this whole street, there's people on the roofs drinking beer pong out the front of every house. Just like everyone on this street dressed in red, just getting fucking pissed. And it was like the boys, I tell you what, I was excited, but just looking around and see like the boys' faces, because I was sort of telling them, I'm like, oh, we're going where the college parties, and they're asking me a bunch of questions. I'm like, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know what we're rocking up to here. It could be one house. But and then I just saw a few jaws hit the ground, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. So, yeah, as we did, we just strolled up and just walked into some house and decided to join a game of beer pong. Threw a few Aussie slang out there, and all of a sudden had a few arguments. A lot of people not believing we're from Australia here, and it's working against us. It's not working with us. Yeah, it's probably the dumbest argument you could have with anyone, but anyway, we played beer pong for a couple of hours, and then Joey gave me a buzz. He said, where are you? And I said, I'll go stand in the middle of the street. And he goes, oh, look at this dickhead out there. Joe strolls up to me, beer in hand. Yeah, from then on, he introduces to his mates, which was just all the football players. Some bloke walks up to me with like a long neck of beer, and he goes, well, he puts it in me right hand. He goes, Buffalo. Do you have Buffalo in Australia? And I was like, fuck, I unfortunately do know what that is. I should have said no. He would have made me drink it anyway. I would have looked like a fool. And you boys have seen me scull a beer. not pretty. It's like the opposite. It's like the opposite of tickler. But I'm like, I've got like 50 like fucking people all around me. I'm like, I've got to put in an effort here. So, I wasn't breaking any records, that's for sure, but I did knock the top off the beer pretty well. Um, and then Joe's like, "Oh, we're going to like a party. The place is called Midway. Midway's got a place in my heart for the rest of my life." This joint was electric, I'll tell you what. So we're rolling through, and Joe goes to us. He goes, "Boys, we're just going to say you're part of the football team. Just roll in with us. Like, you won't worry about ID or anything like that." And we're like, "Fucking no dramas." And I go to Joe. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just tell him I'm a seventh string linebacker." And he looks at me and he goes, "A linebacker?" And I was like, "Yeah, like a seventh stringer." And he goes, "I just want to let you know you're about 40 kilos lighter than any linebacker I've ever played with or played against." And I was like, "I was just, backing it up." And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't honestly. Joe said I'd be about 20 kilos lighter than anyone on their whole team. I was like, oh, pretty crazy. So anyway, we roll up. We just walk straight into this joint. Julian Saying just walked straight past us, and I was like, oh, yep, that's the starting quarterback for Ohio State. Get in there. Jeremiah Smith's just sitting over there in the corner. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Joe is the king of the campus here. They fucking love him. So he's just introducing us to people. Some of the fucking blokes in there, I tell you what, I've never seen bigger cunts in my life. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know how they walk through the door frames. Like, 6'6", their shoulders are, yeah, it's just like there's some behemoth of humans in there, like just big blokes. It's not good when they've got biceps that are thicker than me torso. Yeah, it was unbelievable. I won't go into too much details of the night, but it was one of the best nights of my life. Um, Will Howard rocks up. Will Howard rocking there, and it would have been like, Snoop Dogg walking down the street in LA. Like he was just swarmed by everyone. So my little claim to fame, I was trying to have a chat with him. Bloke fucking had about 18 girls in a line to get a photo with him. So I just went up, bought him a beer, gave him a beer, and I said, "This is from Australia, mate." And he looks and he goes, "Thanks." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that was my Will Howard moment."
And you had to call me. So we had a footy function the night before, and I was running on about 5 hours sleep because Paddy was up at 6. I drove home, so I wasn't hungover, but I was having mid nap, and I get a phone call from Jamie. I was like, "What has happened?" He goes, "I just bought a beer for Will Howard," and I was like, "Well, that sounds like a dumb thing to do because he's on Millions, you're on the Doll," and then we couldn't hear each other, so then we ended up having a chat. But yeah, you woke me up from a nap, but
Exactly right. Yeah, that's how it should go. Anyway, to be fair, beer's so cheap there. Like,
well, you're a football player, mate.
Yeah.
yeah. I think I like $3 a beer, and it was dangerous, very dangerous.
No
Like
doubt.
it was, yeah. They honestly, I had a few different type of beers that night. I couldn't run you through, but there were a lot of Modelo's. You know us, mate. That's the beer about back then zone where when we're overseas, when we're abroad. So, yeah. So, mate, we also woke up the next day. I was rough as a cat's tongue. I think I went to bed at about 5 a.m. We got kicked out of an Uber on the way home. Because our great mate Outback Shack did the right thing. We've been kicked out of a few Ubers since we got here. Quietly, Columbus Uber drivers, they can get fucked. Honestly, I've never had so many arguments with Uber drivers in my fucking life. Like, we were just waiting for one the other day. The bloke was 20 minutes off, and I call him. I'm like, "Mate, you're literally around the corner. Can you just, come over here?" And he's like, "Nah, can't do it." I'm like, "All right, can you cancel it then? Because I'm not waiting 20 minutes." And he goes, "No, I can't cancel it." Then the bloke finally decides that if he does a U-turn, we're not 20 minutes away, we're 1 minute away. We rock up to the car park and he goes, "Oh, actually, I don't want to take you guys. I don't think we're a good fit," and then cancels on it. Anyway, side note, you don't need to hear more about my Uber stories, but fuck it. Yeah, we got kicked out because Shaq needed to spew. Sorry, mate. We let him out. We let him out of the Uber. He spews up. As he's spewing up, the fucking Uber driver starts driving off. And we're like, "What, mate? You can't just leave him there." So he stops and he just kicks us all out. I'm like, "He spewed outside of your car. He didn't spew up in." Yeah, anyhow, it didn't go well. We gave him a bit of curry, not gonna lie. But yeah, next day, rough as. We went down to just down to the campus. Just had a few chat to a few locals. Shaq nearly lost me $100. Shaq saved me ass with $100 as well. It's
That was one of the that was one of the, that was one of the all-time videos. Like, you text me or message me about it, and I was like, I can't wait to see it. And then Dion did a masterful job of putting it all together. But the first one, I'm like, oh well, he kicked it 20 meters. Shaq would kick a left foot 20 meters, and he comes off the friggin' total side of the boot, nearly goes backwards, and then the old mate does get onto one, and I'm like, jeez.
Reserves run.
And an American's nearly kicking it further.
this bloke. I don't know what it was. The first ones, yeah, went about 20 meters. Shaq decided to kick it off the side of his for 25. The second group of guys, he's fucking launched this thing, and he's got a good roll. And I'm like, that's got a good 60 meters. And I looked at him. I'm like, Shaq, if you kick it anything like that first time, it's not going to go a quarter of the way. I'm like, well, I'm fucked. And he goes to me, he's like, should I torp it? I'm like, I don't know, mate. But to be fair to him, he's backed himself. He's got onto a beautiful tube, and he's only got him by a couple of meters. But fuck, it was a beautiful sight, and it also nearly hit a tree and bounced back. I'm like, that would be the shittest way to lose $100. But yeah, we were safe. We were safe. I was like, fuck. I was ready to do a runner. I was ready just to piss bolt off as soon as. No. That's what they said. They're like, who are we doing next time? I'm not fucking doing that again. No. I was like, you think buying Will Howard's a bad investment? What was that, sorry?
I reckon save that game for when me and Adam are over on the next trip, maybe, mate.
Yeah, we can bring it back then. There's a reason why I wasn't playing and Shaq was kicking. So, and then we obviously teed up to catch up with Joe. He took us through the higher state facilities, and before we went there, we weren't really sure what access we'd get and whatnot. But he took us through the whole building, and it was absolutely insane. Just to put it in perspective, when you walk into the facility, there's an 83-meter hallway that you just see through the whole facility. It's like it was actually fucking with my eyes because I've never seen a hallway so long before, and everything, all the rooms just go off to the left and the right, and this is fucking nuts. The quality of facilities is, I've just never seen anything like it before. Their recovery room, for example, they have an underwater treadmill, an underwater. Yeah, the thing takes up it's bigger than the hotel room we're staying in, the underwater treadmill. It is absolutely insane. So yeah, I could talk about everything that was in that facility, but would be here all day. It was just absolutely insane. If anyone wants to know more about it, just feel free to shoot us through a message and we can go into it because yeah, it was crazy. But the day, what really made the day was we literally went through another random hallway and we opened up this door. And as we open up the door, we did not expect this, by the way. The whole indoor stadium was on the other side of this door, and all five of us just go, "Oh my fucking god!" Because we were just expecting it to be a meeting room or something like that. We open it up, and it's a whole stadium, and we're like, "What?" We're losing it. So that was insane. And then we kicked a few balls around and did a podcast with Joe. That bloke has a leg. I tell you what. Just go and have a look on some of the posts we've been putting up on Instagram because this bloke he was walking around barefoot, just roosting a Sharon, 64 meters, no warm up. He can seriously kick a football, that bloke.
Yeah, it was wild. We were talking on the pod earlier, me and Aid. I got jealous when you left, but then even your night out, I was jealous to miss. But as a 31-year-old with kids now, I was like, look, I miss that, but I'm like, I didn't need to be there for that. When you were going through Ohio State today, that was yeah, that sucks. We're not there.
When you sent through the video of you sitting there watching the spring game, I was like,
yeah,
well, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, mate. It was fucking sick. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, we can't be more thankful for Joe. He's a ripping bloke. He's an absolute legend, and he gave us access to literally everything that most Aussies would only dream of seeing. So we're pretty grateful. We're pretty grateful for the night out he gave us as well. So, yeah, honestly, it's been insane, boys. Today we're driving up to Cleveland, so we're about to go pick up a van when we can get these boys out of the cot, and it's about a 2 hour drive to Cleveland, and we're going to see a Cavs playoff game tonight. So we're absolutely stoked. I haven't followed the NBA too much over the last few years, but I am a Cavs fan, so it'd be pretty cool to tick that one off. So especially seeing them in a playoff game.
Hopefully Donovan Mitchell and the crew can get it done for us. Cavs fan as well, so fun to fan
I was
here.
going to say, it doesn't matter if we're going to win it. Win as much as you want, guys. It's not going to be enough.
But I guess we'll leave you to it, Jamo. Thanks for giving us an update. We'll touch base again in a couple of days. The one in a couple of days is going to kill me because you're doing a full facility tour of the Cleveland Browns. Your two Browns fans of Outback to End Zone are stuck in Ballarat.
Yeah, it feels wrong. And I don't, yeah, it doesn't make me happy, that, boys. I wish you were going to be there with me, but I promise we'll make the most of it for you. We're going to try to bring some of the best content so it feels like everyone's there with us. So, mate, I appreciate you holding down the fort. You look good there on the pod turn. You've done well, mate. You've done well. But appreciate you having me on, boys. We're keen to chat in the next couple of days.
Sounds good. Don't tell anyone that we recorded a 25-minute podcast without the microphones being plugged in. So we've recorded 3 podcasts tonight.
Adam's wife has also mentioned that it might be an upgrade to sit on the couch today.
No. Oh, no. Oh, it comes with the job. Rightio. See you around like a result, boys.
See you later, result.
Done. Catch you later. See you around like a result.